Episode 48.5, November's month end. Here's a diagram of the setup that we have at home, and there's also a description in the notes below. To start off with, I thought I'd take a look at the costs and how many kilowatt hours we put into the cars this month. So we had a cost of £9.35 for 187 kilowatt hours, and we drove approximately 442 miles. The home usage for November was 1,426 kilowatt hours, or 1.4 megawatt hours. 4.6% of that came from the solar, 28.1% came from the powerwall, and that the powerwall energy would have been made up from the Octopus Agile cheap rates or from the excess solar, and 67.2% came from the grid. We generated 101 kilowatt hours in November, and 65.6% went directly into the home, 33.8% went into the Powerwall, and 0.7% went back into the grid. We got 401 kilowatt hours from the Powerwall, and 1.3 megawatts or 1,377 kilowatts we pulled from the grid, and we sent back into the grid 1 kilowatt. The Powerwall efficiencies are, we put 452 kilowatt hours to the Powerwall and took 401 kilowatt hours out of the Powerwall, so that gives a round efficiency of 85.6%. Looking at the 2020 pattern, we're now pulling heavily from the grid again as the solar decreases and the electric boiler usage starts going up. We've had 13.47 megawatt hours of home usage. We've had 3,686 kilowatt hours of solar. We've had 3,672 kilowatt hours from the Powerwall. We pulled 10,384 kilowatt hours from the grid, and we've sent back 102 kilowatt hours across the year. According to the Tesla app, we were self-powered for 33% during November, where 5% of the energy came directly from the solar, and 28% came from the Powerwall, and that would have been made up from solar and the cheap energy from Agile. The 101 kilowatt hours that we generated was 7% of the home usage, and an important stat is the fact that we were 98% powered from the Powerwall during the peak times between 4 and 7 PM, when it can be up to 35 pence per kilowatt hour. Octopus Agile hasn't been as cheap throughout November, quite high prices generally. So the average price per kilowatt hour has risen to 8 pence per kilowatt hour. And November 2020 was pretty average compared with all other Novembers since 2012 when the solar array went in. And we've now had all 4 payments from the FIT payment system, so we've totaled £2,149.03. And when you add that to the previous amount we've had from the feed-in tariff, we've now received £16,362.80. We now get 55.36 pence per kilowatt hour that we generated, and 3.9 pence for our deemed export. And our deemed export is 50% of what we generated. Here's a quick run through of what we received in 2020 from the FIT payments, and I'll leave you with the day by day throughout November. usual, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions or comments, please add it to the section below, and also put down how much power you generated during November and what part of the country you're in.